Hello and welcome back to Down the Track. Today we'll be reviewing the exciting fourth T20 between India and England. It's going to a decider. India won the game by 8 runs, a very close game. Could have gone either way actually, but some good bowling in the end by India got them the victory. I have with me my co-host Aziz. How are you doing, bro?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Enjoyed the game. It was a bit topsy-turvy, man, roller coaster type.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But these kind of the games are always fun to watch. They keep you enthralled throughout, and then there's that tension, which is nice. And it was also nice to see a team batting first win the game after a long time. I mean, it was first 3 games team chasing was winning, so it's nice that a nice target was set. I thought India were a professional unit today. Batted well, fielded well, bowled well. I think that's they just. I mean, it was a close game, but I think that they were deserved winners. And with England also, I mean, they kind of uh, had moments in the game where they were really good at purple patch when Stokes and Bairstow were batting. That was really really good. And then
Yeah.
they suddenly lost it 2 and 2 balls when Stokes and Morgan I think got out. I think that was in my opinion a turning point. But Archer kept it interesting in the end as well. So yeah, it was a good game to watch. I mean, and I think credit to India. I mean, they stuck on and they stuck to their guns with only 5 bowlers. I think that's also been a still an issue for me. But I think they stuck to their guns and they provided the results. So that's good on them to do that.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. I think if we just take back, look back at the first innings, it was Suryakumar's innings in the end which proved to be the difference. The way he came out and stabilized the innings while playing attacking shots. It was it was a beautiful counter attack, like a riskless kind of innings, but it was quick. So it was the exact T20 innings that India needed at that stage from a one-down batsman, where you're not slowing the pace, but you're not losing the wicket as well. So just your thoughts on his innings.
He was on fire, man. The way the shots that he was hitting. I mean, I think for me personally, I think one after Rohit Sharma, one of the other guys I really really like to watch bat is Suryakumar. I think he's been very unfortunate not to make the Indian team so far. But I think on his first batting debut, I think he's really made the most of it, and he's obviously had a good headache for the selectors to have moving forward as well.
How's his
So
first
it's
ball
always nice
shot?
to. No, beautiful. I mean, beautiful. And then Harsha Bhogle also mentioned he was literally running down to come to bat. And he was that excited to bat. So that is also very very nice to see. He was definitely not out. There was no way in hell that's a wicket. That was not out. There was a clear bounce on the ground. It was a terrible decision by the third umpire. But I think overall, took away the shine from what was a very very good innings.
Yeah, and actually, if you look at it from another perspective, he's 30 years old. Everyone's like, why didn't he get a chance before? But if you look at it from the Australian perspective, the likes of Mike Hussey and these guys, they come into the team on the 29, 30, 31, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And they just pick up the game like this. And this is exactly what's happening with Suryakumar. Because if this was his first innings at the age of 22, he would never play that shot that he played in the first innings, in my opinion. And the
Yeah.
freedom which he was playing, he's just like, he just wanted to show that I'm here, I'm loving this, I'm enjoying it, and I have the experience. Like, don't worry, I'm calm as well. It wasn't just
Right.
excitement. I think there was a good balance of calmness and like experience. Like, yo, I got this, no problem. So I think
and and belief in his ability. I think that's the most important thing. I think he is very very he's been doing it time and again for Mumbai Indians for the Ranji side as well. So I think he has an immense belief in his ability, and I think and that was there to show. And I think along with him, he's 29 years old, 30 years old. Even Nattu, when he started his career, was also 29 years old. Even he's experienced in some ways. So I think these guys are. It's good for Indian cricket that not only youngsters are being backed, but players with experience and ability are being backed, even though their age might be on the higher side. And they still have. I think both Suryakumar and Nattu have about 5 to 7 good years of cricket to give. So that's almost 2 or 3 World Cups if you took a T20 and the 50 over World Cup. So always nice to see that some of these guys are getting the chances when they perform.
yeah, for me, it was just the shots that he was playing. I was just like, it was like outstanding. Like,
Exquisite,
yeah, exquisite
exquisite.
shots. It looked so good, and it was actually, it was the perfect shot to play at the moment. But you would never think to play it, like some brilliant
Yeah,
shots.
yeah.
But yeah, I think apart from him, also I think Shreyas Iyer had a really good innings as well. He upped the tempo. Good partnership with Rishabh Pant. Ideally, he would have liked to stay till the end, and I think India would have probably wanted a bit more from Kohli and Pandya. Kohli, like, I mean, he's had 2 good innings, so the other stepped. Surya Kumar probably stepped up in his position, so it's okay. But Hardik Pandya probably a few more runs to get that score past 200.
Yeah, but I think in the end it was enough, so it didn't really matter that much. But I think that Hardik Pandya was struggling with that ball that's coming to chest level. I mean, he I guess there's a little bit of work that he probably needs to do. I think they've been targeting that area for him, and he's been struggling a little bit over the past 2-3 games. Yes, I understand when he comes in, it's very very tight, and he needs to go from ball one. And sometimes when you try to do that, you miscue a few, and unfortunately they go into the wicket keeper's hands. Today's catch was just sublime by Ben Stokes. So you
Oof,
really
what a catch.
sometimes you can't really do much. You just have to bow your head down to an amazing catch and just move on. But I think, yeah, a little bit maybe over there from both of them. I think that they lost a few too many wickets towards the end. A couple shots that could have really cleared the boundary would have been that closer to the 200. But I think in the end, it didn't matter because the runs were enough. And yeah, I think just more of the same from them in the final game, even if they bat first.
Yeah, and quick thought on KL Rahul.
Yeah, I mean, I personally believe he's one of the most immensely talented batsmen. It's just that lean patch, and we mentioned last game as well. Whenever he gets this opportunity, he doesn't make the most of it. He's not making those big scores to cement his position as an opener. And with the likes of Kishan, Suryakumar, and all playing so well, I think now his position is going to be in trouble. Today, he didn't get on the first couple of overs. He figured out the first 5 or 6, and then he just played a bad shot to get out. I think when you play those kind of shots, you really have to question yourself. You really have to question what's going on in your head, and you have to get the mindset correct. It's unfortunate, and then with a lot of players knocking in, it's going to be probably one more game for him. And then if he doesn't work, and if the IPL is relatively poor for him, I think it's going to be a difficult call for them to even pick him in the 15 for the World Cup.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's like a pretty
It's
sad because
unfortunate.
yeah,
Yeah, it's very unfortunate.
especially the way he played down. But I guess you're right because there's a few comments that I read that why can't you back him like if like how you back Kohli and Rohit, because even if they have poor scores, there's there. But I think he's still not on that level yet. There's still a long way to go from him. And of course he has the talent, but to get to that level, he needs to day in day out have like a one two like not even one like 3-4 crazy years, like a crazy World Cup like Rohit did. So I think he just needs to prove it a bit more, and he has that talent, so hopefully he can turn around quickly.
Yeah, hopefully. Yep,
A-
absolutely.
And for England, they were their bowling wasn't as good as the first couple of games that they won, their first and third
Yeah,
T20. But
yeah.
Archer still picking up the wickets, 4 wickets, and I think they did well to restrict India under 200. I actually felt it was a good target to chase.
Yeah, I think so. Like the ball, there was a lot of dew. The first time we saw this much dew in the game. So 180 with the kind of batting that England have was definitely a chaseable target. But I think hats off to the Indian bowling as well. I think that they stuck to their guns. Washington was a little bit poor today, but apart from that, everyone else played well. And the fact that Bhuvi Hardik was immense with the ball today. I think he was immense with the ball today. Very very good for him as well. And Shardul Thakur taking the wickets at the important time, although he gave all of us a little bit of a heart attack in the last over when he was bowling those wides and those sixes went away. But I think apart from that, I think he was very, very good. And Bowie was good as well. So
Yeah,
yeah, the spinners, it's hard because there's so much dew. It was hard for the spinners to
yeah.
to gauge, grip the ball and stuff. So I think overall as a bowling unit, they did well. I think England's bowling unit would be a little bit more disappointed. I think that they gave away a few too many in the middle overs as well. So that's something that, I mean, I guess they didn't expect Surya Kumar to have such a good innings, but yeah, I think they were a little bit poor. I think they didn't try hard enough to try and execute. Maybe they didn't have a plan B, plan C for Surya Kumar. So maybe he's gonna have to be ready for some more plans moving forward if he continues to bat the way he did.
Yeah, I think I was actually impressed with Rahul Chahar as well. I think picked up a couple of wickets, important wickets
Yeah,
as well. And with the
yeah,
dew, like I think he handled himself well. But I think Thakur and Pandya, the way they mixed up the pace, the slower bouncers, that really
yeah.
got England, because I think 46 of 24 with Ben Stokes set, I think you'd really back England to win the game. So I think it was actually an incredible effort looking at that, and it's a big ground, so they used the dimensions well. They weren't just looking to bowl the Yorker only. They were mixing it up nicely, and that's how I think they devised that plan to get England out, and they went for the wickets as well. It wasn't just try to contain England.
Yeah, I think with Hardik giving you 4 overs, you have to consider getting maybe another extra bowler in place of, maybe, unfortunate, it's harsh on Washington, but maybe bring in like a Chahal or a Chahar for him in place of Washington, because I think you need a little bit more experience over there. I'm not taking anything away from Washington. I think he's been great, and I think he's but when when the chips are against him, I think he goes for a few too many, and even today that was kind of the case.
To be honest, if the World Cup is in India, like they might they might play 3 spinners and get Jadeja as the all-rounder instead of Iyer, because I think Jadeja can play the batsman's role as well. So right now the batting order looks good, but I'm just saying, like, for the future, because you're saying they might need an extra bowler, because 5 bowlers, like you mentioned, it might be risky going into a World Cup. So
exactly.
Bowlers. But yeah, I think that wraps up the game. But your prediction is right on track right now, 2-2. Going into the 5th game, any changes you'd like to see from either side? And for England, I think, Jason Roy, he has this issue with the 40s. If he can just get over that, he's getting excellent starts, to be very honest with you. Butler, on and off, he's not been as consistent. Last game, he was wonderful. So they just need to get that one score in the game over 50, and they can win that game. So, like, batting wise, once they get the start, they need to convert it. I think the likes of Stokes and Roy didn't do that, even Bairstow. So they probably. But any changes would you like to see from either team?
I think both teams are pretty sorted. I think like I said, I mentioned the Washington Sundar maybe consider another bowler with nothing taking away from anything from Washington, but I think maybe just another bowler in place of him, because I think batting at 8-9 is really not worth it at that point in time. I mean, anyone can come in for the last over or two and try to stonk it around. So maybe just a consideration. And it's being harsh on Washington, but I think England's pretty set as well. I think they just need to execute their plans better. I think both teams are relatively set. This is going to be a cracker of a game on the weekend.
Cracker of a game. And your prediction is India to win?
Of course, I'm sticking with 3-2.
Yeah, and just to finish, I just remembered, I completely forgot about this. I don't know why I'm not focused. But umpiring, can you please talk about the third umpire?
I told you right away.
But it was the other one as well, the 6 as well, Rashid's catch.
Yeah. That was I could understand why he gave that out. Because like there was the moment the camera angle was a little bit off on that one. Like his feet moved up a little bit. I mean, I could see that go both ways. I would have been okay with both. But in real time, I saw Suryakumar's not giving. I literally told you right away it's not out. I can't believe that they gave that out. I still can't believe it.
In defense of the third umpire, I'm just being
soft signal and no conclusive evidence. I know that nonsense. I just don't believe it. I just don't agree with it.
And also, I feel that, like, one more thing is, they're saying that they're looking at so much, they're wasting time. To be honest with you, it just shows
we're
living in an unsatisfied kind of world, because a similar thing, the opposite thing happened in the test matches, and we're all like, what the hell? He just looked at it for 2 seconds, So I think that was okay, but the decision, like yourself, they need to consider that, because if there's no conclusive evidence, you need to figure it out, right? And to be honest, I felt that also it hit the ground. So
it was so clear, it was so evident there was no fingers behind. Both his fingers were away. How are you going to catch the ball? The ball blopped out. It was as simple as that. It just bottled out. And I mean, I understand why the player would not catch it, because obviously the player is going in with the momentum and it's quick. But I caught it in real time. There's no way that's out. Yeah,
and who's going to be the series winner for you? Just give me like one big player from each team.
Rohit Sharma. Rohit Sharma is finishing it off. Big century. And if it's England, then let's see. Johnny Bairstow.
Yeah, it'll be a good way to go into the IPL. But I think that wraps it up. It's all set up for a fantastic 5th T20. It's wonderful that it's going to the last game of the series. A lot of excitement, something to look forward to. And I'll catch you then after that game. Thank you so much for joining.
Looking forward to it. Take care.
Take care, man.